Letter.
Honourable Member for Edmonton St. Albert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, last week's speech from the throne makes a vague reference to balanced budgets and reducing the cost of government. It states that the government will introduce balanced budget legislation, but only during normal economic times, and then timelines for returning to balance in the event of economic crisis. My questions are for the Minister of Finance. Does the government intend to pass balanced budget legislation or merely to introduce it? And who gets to define normal economic times and economic crisis? And if it's him, Canadians would like to know what those definitions will look like.
The Honourable Minister of Finance.
The first question, I think, was whether the government intends to introduce balanced budget legislation, Mr. Speaker, and the answer is yes. And then the other question, I think, was to the effect of what it means. Well, normal times are times when the government is not in deficit. And this government is getting back to normal times after the Great Recession, the largest recession since the 1930s. And we will be back in balance in 2015, and then we will keep it balanced. And governments will be expected to keep it balanced in Canada.
That concludes